worked with Priscilla and Aquila, and this comes from Acts chapter 18. Paul traveled to many places, telling the good news about Jesus. When he traveled to Corinth, he met a man named Aquila and his wife Priscilla. Aquila and Priscilla had recently left Rome and now lived in Corinth, where they worked as tent makers. Paul was also a tent maker, so he stayed with them and worked alongside them making tents. Every Sabbath, Paul went to the synagogue and he taught people the good news about Jesus. Well, sometime later, Paul set sail for Syria to share the gospel. Priscilla and Aquila went with him. On the way, the ship stopped at Ephesus. Priscilla and Aquila stayed in Ephesus, but Paul traveled on. A Christian named Apollos also came to Ephesus, and he knew the scriptures well, and he taught people about Jesus. Apollos was a very good speaker, but he did not know everything that happened to Jesus. Apollos only knew about John's baptism. Priscilla and Aquila heard Apollos teaching that things that were not quite right, and they took Apollos aside and explained to him the entire story of Jesus and everything that happened after Jesus was baptized. When Apollos wanted to go to Achaia, the believers wrote a letter urging the disciples there to welcome him. He was a great help to those who believed because he was able to argue with the Jews in public, using scriptures to show that Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus set an example for how we should live. And John 17:3 says, "This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and the one you have sent, Jesus Christ."